now. I apologize. So I'm gonna just continue where I stopped off at. Um, I'll just basically make this part two, I guess. But like I was saying, continuing from part one, the more that I see, the more apparent that it becomes when it comes to just this dynamic between men and women. It's like the more we kind of just head on in this direction that we know it's not really what we want, but because I feel like human beings in general are so stubborn and prideful. It's like something is not right, but because just because, it's like it's just no getting through or talking to women at all. They've got this idea in their mind that, I don't want nobody controlling me, and it's my body. And it's almost like, because men want to be respected in the same way that they do, they're trying to control them. Like, for example, like if a man says, if a woman goes out in public where, if a woman goes out in public and she's with a man and she has, she's showing a ton of skin, like she's basically advertising her body in a very provocative, sexually arousing way, that she's letting men see parts of her body that are going to arouse them. If a man says something about that, oh, you're trying to control me, oh, you're insecure, it's just like, no, like you're basically advertising yourself in a very sexual way. As your partner, like, shouldn't I feel a certain way about that? You know what I'm saying? It's like me walking outside in some fucking tidy whities with like my dick print showing, when I could easily just put on like some less tight pants or like some shorts that aren't showing my dick print. It's like I'm doing things to draw attention to my body in a very sexual way. Why would I draw that kind of attention if that wasn't my intention? But again, when men say these kind of things, they're made out to be, oh, you're being insecure. You just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you want to just control me. You want to, what I'm saying? You're being possessive. And it's just like, no. And that's not it at all. Like, that's not it at all. That's not what it is. And again, I've gotten off topic again, y'all. It is just so hard to express yourself today when it comes to any of these types of topics or any of these kinds of subjects, because you're automatically made out to feel like there's some type of flaw about you. And like I said in part one, the previous video before that video was cut off, and I don't know why that happens. I don't know if it's a signal out here or somebody didn't like what I said. I don't really know. But all I know is, there's always this kind of narrative of, if you're worried about finding somebody, well, you shouldn't be worried about that. Oh, you think a relationship's going to make you happy? No, I don't think that just a relationship strictly is going to give me all of my sources of happiness. No, there's other things I would also do in my life that I would, get happiness from. Again, I have hobbies. I do things that make me feel good. You know, I like trying new things and going new places and eating new foods. But again, dating and romance and love, romantic love specifically, in my opinion, is a very important part of the human experience. And when you're not experiencing that, once you get to that, obviously to a mature dating, a mature age where that's appropriate, obviously, for romantic and or romantic experiences, I'll say it that way. Once you get to the appropriate age for that, that is a very, in my opinion, that is a very important part of the human experience. And if you're not experiencing that, I feel like it's very natural to feel like something's missing, And it's not saying that, you're relying on this person to make you. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. People, again, they guilt trip you and shame you and say things like, okay, you think that a person's going to make you feel whole. No, I don't. But I do feel like when you don't have romance and love and sex in your life, like that is a very big part of you that you can just kind of instinctively know is a part of a very huge part of the human experience. And you just know instinctively like it's missing. I mean, there's this feeling that something's missing. Something's just missing, and you try to ignore it. You try to just, work on yourself and be by yourself and be happy alone, like people tell you to do, and focus on, all these other things to distract yourself from this feeling that won't go away. You can do all these things. You can work on businesses. You can work on, bettering yourself. You can work on your self-esteem. You can work on healing yourself. You can work on, starting a business or building an empire or working out, eating better, getting better health. You can do all these things and more. You can travel. You can travel. You can get hobbies. You can do all these. You can have fun. You can go on the trips and the cruises, but eventually, that part of your life that's missing is going to eat away at you. I don't know how else to say it. It's going to eat away at you, and there's nothing weak in admitting that there's something missing. We gotta stop acting like it's a flaw to feel like something natural is missing. That's not a flaw. That's a part of your soul that wants to experience those types of things, and it's like, stop telling people that they should be happy by themselves and whole by themselves. Part of being whole is having a whole human experience of experiencing a deep connection with somebody. That's part of being whole as a human being. That's part of the human experience. It makes me feel so bad listening to videos, and I'm going to actually post it, of men that are alone. It shouldn't be like that, man. It shouldn't be like this. It should not be like this, y'all. There's no reason why. There's enough of us out here to, find someone that we connect with genuinely, to, share our time or parts of our time and lives with. I'm not saying you have to go as far as getting married and do all that, but I do believe that we are not meant to spend our lives alone. And I mean, I'm talking specifically in a romantic way. Nobody, unless you just don't want to be romantically involved, but we are not meant to spend our lives alone romantically. We're not designed that way. We're just not. But when you kind of are forced into isolation in that way, Like, this is how you know, man. There's studies that show like people that are actually in, healthy relationships, romantic relationships, are healthier. When two people are together, they literally are healthier. A man is healthier, a woman's healthier when he lives in a healthy relationship. People that are living alone, their health tends to be worse. That's nature telling you something. We are literally meant to be together in some way, shape, or form. Dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, couple, family, kids, whatever, anything and everything in between. We are meant to complement each other. But somehow, some way, someone convinced us that, oh, I don't need no man for nothing. There's no reason why there should be young or old people of dating age that are living alone, not having any romance, not having sex. There's no reason why that should be a reality. There's no reason for that. There's no reason. There's no reason why people should be getting divorced at the rate that they are. There's no reason. We have been tricked. We have been lied to. We have been tricked. We have been lied to. We have been deceived by people, in my opinion, that are trying to kill the human spirit. When you do things like mess with the connection of male and female, or divine and masculine, feminine and masculine, feminine and male and masculine, I keep saying something over again. When you mess with that, when you take that away, that is like killing a part of your humanity. Something's missing. Something dies inside of the human being. A part of what makes you human is taken away. That's why there's so many people now that are just they just feel very empty inside. But they're doing all the things that they say you're supposed to do. They're trying to start businesses. They're working out. They're doing these hobbies. They're doing all these superficial things to better themselves and to work on themselves and to heal themselves. But there's still a very spiritual aspect of themselves that's missing. That is the male-female connection. That is huge. That's a very big deal. That matters. That matters. And I feel like they're trying to kill that. And if you kill that, you kill a very, very essential part of the human being, of what it means to be human. That connection, that experience. That's a very big portion of the human experience, in my opinion. And I feel like that's being taken away. There's a reason why, I'll just say S side, or people offering themselves, the rates of that is so high. And I'm not saying that you should do that because you're lonely, but people that live in isolation for so long and they go without certain parts of the human experience over time, it has very detrimental effects. And I don't condone that, and I don't say that it's okay. But in my opinion, this is how important these things are. It's a spiritual thing, y'all. It's not just about dating. It's a very spiritual thing. It's like having part of yourself that's just missing. So when people say things like, oh, you should just be whole by yourself, like, yeah, but part of being whole is that's a part of being whole. You're taking a part of, you're taking away, you're taking, listen, you're taking a part of something. You're taking away something that's a part of the whole experience of being a human being. You're taking that away and then saying, well, you should still be whole by yourself. You shouldn't need a person to love you. You shouldn't need a romantic partner. You shouldn't need. Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Do you not realize that is one of the main drives of a man to do anything in this life is for a woman? That is one of the biggest reasons why men do what they do. It's for a woman, and if he has kids. But basically, we're telling men to basically cut off that biological instinctive drive. And, you know, so now for men, they're like, well, what's the point? Like, why am I doing this? Oh, well, you know, you should just do it for yourself and so you can have a good life. Okay, well, who wants to have a good life and live a good life by herself? You get what I'm saying? When you really think about it, okay, if you're saying you shouldn't do it for women, okay, fine. Do it for yourself. Okay, once you achieve whatever you achieve, so you want to just live your life alone with all if you achieve all this success. You get what I'm saying? Even if you look at it like that, you attain all these successes and goals and stuff. Do you still want to live your life alone? Anyway, I just hope that we wake up. I really hope that we wake up and see this thing for what it is. I feel like the rift or the space between men and women was planned. It was a very deliberate thing. I feel like it's a part of an agenda to kill the true human being and turn us into something else, something more controllable, something not natural. I truly believe that. I feel like women are being manipulated. I feel like men are being manipulated. We're being tricked and we're being deceived. And we're being played against each other. And we can't even see it. I don't know if it's because of a population. I feel like it's got a lot to do with decreasing the population. But the way that it's being done is just so diabolical. It's so wrong. It's so wrong, man. What's being done here. How we're being played against each other. You know, some might call it a form of natural selection, but it's still wrong, man. It's still wrong. That's really all I got, man. That's really all I got. I'm going to probably add a link to the YouTuber's stream that inspired this live. You know, that kind of stuff just really just makes me feel bad because it reminds me of how many people out here are going through that, you know. You deserve love, you deserve romance, you deserve all those experiences. I don't care who you are. If you're a man and you're taking care of yourself, you're working, you have a job, you have a car, or some way to support yourself, you deserve love, and you shouldn't have to look like a supermodel to experience it. For some reason, women have been convinced that every man should have to look like, and these are basic looking women, like every man now has to be a 10 to even get next to them. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's too far gone, you know, but I try to say what I say, even though no one really listens to me or cares about what I say. I still put it out there in the universe just to let the universe know that I actually care, contrary to popular belief. I care very much about these. I care very much about men and women being happy together. I care very much about women and men experiencing love, because those things matter. That's what's really real, I mean, you die on your deathbed. It's not really going to matter how big your house was, how nice your car was. It's going to matter like the moments and the connections and the memories and the emotions that those experiences created with the people that you spent your life with, that you loved. Your woman, your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, your boyfriend, your kids, your dog, your mother, your father, your family. Those are the things that matter the most. Yeah, it's nice if you have money and, but you can't take none of that shit with you. That shit is not going with you. We forget these things. I seen a video of a man that he basically crashed out when he found out that he had been married to a woman for like 9 years and they had 3 kids. And y'all may have heard about this story in the news. He found out that all 3 of his kids that he was married to this woman with, none of the kids were his. Married, can you imagine being married for 10 years and finding out that the 3 kids that you thought were yours were somebody else's? It's like those types of stories just break my heart, man. It just goes to show me the things that we as human beings are capable of doing to one another. The level of trauma and betrayal that takes to do that to your own husband. You lived with this man for 10 years and you had children with him, but by another man. You were married. I can't understand why these things happen the way that they do. I don't understand it. These types of things, even though they happen to me, the fact that it happens is so depressing to me. Because I'll admit, I actually do want to get married. I actually do want kids. I don't like saying that. And honestly, I don't even have to be married, because honestly, I don't even really believe in government marriages. But, I might go somewhere one day, like rent like I don't know, shelter or something, and have like just like a regular ceremony and have friends out there. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to like sign paperwork. I don't have to have all that shit, but I do believe in spiritual marriages though. And I believe that those spiritual marriages are more serious than any paper that you would sign through a government. That shit don't mean nothing. It's about the two people. If they respect their arrangement, their vows that they are basically making between themselves and to, what you would call God or the universe. You're proclaiming your love for one another to yourself and God, which is one and the same. Like, that's what it's all about. It's not about some paper that means nothing that people can use to kind of manipulate one another. You know, we forgot the whole meaning of what marriage really is supposed to be about. People get so wrapped up in this goddamn paperwork just so they can use it to, blackmail somebody if they don't do what they want them to do and get all their shit. That's not what marriage really is. That has nothing to do with marriage. Marriage is a spiritual thing. Marriage is vows between the two people and God. That's the union. It's not about paperwork. All that shit is just a contract between this entity known as the government. Has nothing to do with the two souls that are marrying themselves in in the midst of God. Basically, they're becoming one. The government has nothing to do with that. Everybody now is after just the paperwork so that they can use it, like I said, to manipulate, to control, to blackmail. It's a weapon. A government marriage is basically a weapon. A spiritual marriage is actual union. It's an actual true connection between those two beings becoming one. It's like how far we have fallen from grace and from truth. We have fallen so deeply from what's real and what actually matters. Will we find our way again? God, I hope so. This is not the world that I want to live in. This is not the universe. This is not the world. I don't like this version of reality. I like seeing people in love. I like seeing families. I like seeing men with women holding hands in public. I love seeing couples. I like seeing men open the doors for women. I like seeing men doing manly things. I like seeing women doing womanly things. It's beautiful. Somewhere along the way, someone told us that there was something wrong with this. This isn't right. I'm like, how can you say that something that is natural from the creator is a flaw? You're saying that something God created is a flaw. You know better than God? I'm not a robot. I can't just cut off how I have been created to be. I can't just cut that off and pretend like it's not there because somebody said that, well, you shouldn't be that way. That's weak, or that's, you should just, you shouldn't be like that. You should just learn how to just not be like that. It's like, but I do feel like that though. And I don't feel bad about it. Feeling the way that I do lets me know that I'm a real human being and that I actually exist and that I'm alive. I'm not a robot. I'm supposed to feel like this, in other words. Anyway, I'm going to end this live, y'all. I hope y'all got something from this. If you got somebody in your life that you love, that loves you, don't take them for granted. Cherish them. If you got you a good woman in your life, good man in your life, don't take them for granted. Don't take them for granted. You know, don't fuck it up. Nobody's perfect, but if you got something real, man, hold on to that shit. Real shit, man. Hold on to it. Don't let nobody take away or make you, give up something real. Because it's hard to find something real out here. A real partner, a real connection. Well, unfortunately, there's lots of people out there that, care about love and connections. A lot of people say that, but, uh, like I was just saying just now, romance, love is a very, very big part of the human experience. Like romance, love it's an important thing. People always say things like, you think y'all are all liars, not finna lie. Well, I mean, you have a right to have your opinion, you know. You know, I feel like a lot of people close themselves off because of something that happened and they say, well, I don't care about it. But I think deep down, people do. Thanks, I guess. I appreciate that. I love you too, man. um, but you know, I I feel like deep down, everyone's just been hurt so deeply, that people say things like, "Oh, I don't care about love," but it's like, yes, you do. If you're a human being, you care about love, and in romantic ways and non-romantic ways. Everybody can put up this, facade and act like the Bible say people finna be heartless soon. Yeah, I see that. I definitely see that. I definitely see that. But I'm just determined. I'm not gonna. It's very hard when you see people becoming heartless. But I refuse to lose my heart. It's very hard to, but I don't want to. I'm not gonna become a heartless person because I still have a heart. Even though a lot of things that I've experienced and went through makes me feel like I don't have a heart. Like when I see certain things, when I see certain people go through certain things, I feel how they feel. So that lets me know that I'm still empathetic, and I still have a heart because I still care. Well, again, people that know me, truly know me, know I have a heart. If I didn't have a heart, I wouldn't care when I see people go through certain things. I think we all mask having a heart. I don't say all of us. I think a lot of us do because we feel like showing that we have a heart will get us hurt again. And I feel like I do that. We feel like that's a form of protection is, making, because a lot of times, unfortunately, showing that you have a heart, it gets you hurt. Or it's almost like people see it as a weakness. Oh, he has a heart, or he cares about people. Oh, I can get over on him. You know, And that's sad. That's sad. So what happens is, unfortunately, people that have a heart, they end up closing off their heart to where it's almost like they forget that they still have one because they've closed it. It's not that they don't have one. It's just that they closed it, which can be similar, but it's not the same though. When you don't have a heart, you don't give a fuck about nothing. And it can turn into that. But if you still care, if you still have empathy, you still have a heart. Um, wait, I'm reading back. No, I just don't think people worth me opening up. Uh, I don't really, it's hard for me to say, but I mean, it depends on who it is. It depends on who it is. It's a ways people want us empaths to be their light. Yes, they want to be shiesty. Nobody finna give narcissists or strangers our light for free now. The same way they treated us, aka our light, our kindness, our energy, is now something they must earn or etc. See, everybody's so closed off to everybody. Everybody thinks that everybody is the enemy. And it's like, I get what you're saying, but it's like, in a way, it's kind of just perpetuating, you know, something. But, you know, and then, even like when I hear people say stuff like that, it kind of makes it seem like everybody feels like you said, oh, you got to earn this. And then I'm the type of person where if I feel like someone has a problem with me, I'm just like, I don't want to deal with nobody. So everybody just kind of just isolates and closes them. So now you have a whole world of people that just kind of just isolates themselves from everybody because, oh, well, you got to earn my time and attention. And then they're just like, well, fuck that. I'll just be alone because, what I'm saying? It's just like this. I don't know. It's kind of hard to really explain, but y'all don't be helping people like me. Well, I don't know you that well, buddy, so I can't really say. I don't know you personally, so I don't really know your character or who you are as a person. So I can't make a judgment, call on anything about you like that. I don't, no disrespect. I don't know you like that. Y'all don't be helping people like me. I don't know I don't know who people like you are, so I can't really say. I don't know who you are. Forget y'all. We not showing love to strangers. We only showing love to each other. I mean, that's good. That's good. That's not a bad thing. I'm not really sure who you're talking about though. That's why you're getting the shicey energy from us. Again, I don't know who us is, so can you explain? Because I don't really know. You're kind of all over the place, actually. I don't know what you're saying. Like what we, I'm kind of lost, to be honest. I'm confused now. Can you like go into more detail? You're saying us like you're one person. What do you mean? There's 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 different there's different levels of understanding to all of that. I trust me, I've been through all of that. I know about all of that. I know about enlightenment. I know about all that stuff. What you're saying is true, but it's different levels to all that stuff. I feel like you're coming at it from just one level of understanding. I just, yeah, I believe in frequency, all that. Yeah, but there's so many different ways to understand that kind of stuff. You know, I know about frequency, I know about all that stuff. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about me? Are you talking about somebody? I don't. I guess again, I'm lost. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Well, I feel like everybody is kind of a narcissist sometimes. Even people that consider themselves spiritual, I feel like they're narcissists. I've come across people that can call themselves spiritual. They can be very narcissistic. I've met all kinds of narcissists. I don't feel like because you call somebody narcissist that that excludes you. I feel like if you're a human being, you've been narcissistic in some level or shape or form. I believe that everybody has narcissistic qualities or tendencies at one point or another. It's just nobody's above that. We all contain negative, dark and light aspects of each other, or I'm sorry, dark and light aspects of yin and yang, basically. I'm not protecting anybody. That's what I'm saying. You kind of like go off like yeah, you be losing me sometimes. Everybody's godly. Everything is godly. Everything is a part of God. So there's nothing that's not godly. Everything is, this is where I have a hard time relating to certain people that kind of see everything as good and bad. It's like, no, we're all good and bad. We all do fucked up shit sometimes. There's nobody that doesn't do things sometimes. We all have those qualities within us. This is a problem. I think that there's so many people that's always trying to make this distinction of, oh, those are the good people and those are the bad people. It's like, no, you've been bad too. I'm not holier than thou than anybody. I'm not holier than anybody. You think this is a metric convince you? I think this is a I mean, we all have our different ways of seeing. I just happen to see things in a more holistic way. I try not to be divisive. I used to be like that. Oh, those people are positive. I'm like, no, I'm negative sometimes and I'm also positive sometimes. I'm not, I don't look at everything as everything is both of the light and of the darkness. There's no person or people or group that is all light. That's ego. That's your ego telling you that. If you think you're positive and other people are negative or narcissists, that makes you a narcissist because you too do narcissistic things sometimes too. Whether you want to admit it or not, so have I. We all have. There's not a person. Jesus said it himself. Let you who is without sin cast the first stone. You've done shitty things to people too. So how can you call that person a narcissist? You have been you were once a narcissist. I was once a narcissist. No, it's not. It's really not. Like I said, it's really not. To me, true enlightenment is understanding that truth that nobody is better than nobody. To truly be empathic is to understand that's real. That's truth. This is why when people do certain things to me, I don't take it a certain way because I understand. Like I understand. This is what I'm saying. I've gone past that point that most people go. It's almost like I've gone past that point that you have. I've been past that point. I've been past the point that people. I've been past. Like I was saying, I've been past. I've been past the point that many so-called spiritual people claim to have been. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talks about enlightenment, but they're still on this whole, oh, those are the good people, and they're like, Mike, no, like, like I get what you're saying, but so okay, so this like truly being awakened is such a it can be a very challenging thing because you are living in duality, but there's a part of your mind or consciousness that is um that is beyond duality, meaning like you kind of see everything as it actually is too. And that's a very tricky thing while still living within duality, because here you have to navigate this experience of living, like I said, living in duality, having things happen to you, but then understanding that, okay, I can only get but so triggered or upset because when your mind is operating on that frequency, as you like to say, frequency a lot, like you just know, like I still get mad, I still get upset, but then there's this other part of my mind that understands things on a higher, deeper level, and a lot of things I'll be just like, I'll put it like this: my human brain, my human mind. Yes, I get upset, I get triggered. I can even be narcissistic sometimes. But then once that gets to be too much, it's like a part of my brain that's connected to God or operating on that higher level kind of takes over and allows me to get past these things that my human mind can't get over, you know, if that makes sense. Well, I can't, not sure if you have, but again, you kind of just said your dad, DOD. I've never done or participated in narcissism. Narcissism. Okay, I mean, if that's I again, I don't know you, but I just know what it means to be a human being, and we all go through certain things. But if that's what you feel, hey, go with that. Yeah, but narcissism can be a reaction to something that you experience as well. This is what I'm saying. I don't look at narcissism as necessarily a bad thing. It's 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 a reaction to something else. Whenever someone does something, we look at it as just, oh, it's something bad. But everything that someone does, it's because of something else that happened. So if someone's jealous, it's because something caused that jealousy. If someone's angry, something caused that angry. Everything was caused by something else. So I don't look at something like jealousy, anger, narcissism. I'm like, it's a symptom of something else. It didn't originate in just that person being narcissistic right now. It originated somewhere else. Like everything has an origin. Like I don't look at everything as like, oh, he's like that, he's bad. Like no, like he's like that because something happened, and that's just a result of it. I'm not saying it's okay to keep, you know, it's stuff is deeper than surface level.
When you, I mean, Holy Spirit is a label as well. I mean, do I am I connected with God? I would like to think I am. I feel like I am. I'm not perfect though. I still am very human. I'm very human, and I don't. Again, I don't really vibe with people that are like, oh, I'm positive, and I'm like, nobody's really positive, and nobody's really negative. We all experience positivity and negativity. There are no such things as positive people or negative people. We have moments of being positive or higher frequency, and then we have moments of being low frequency. Anyone that's saying that they're all positive, that's just your ego speaking. Most people that claim to be spiritual, they're operating in their ego. Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm also saying that, anybody, like, I'm also saying, I also understand you're still a human being. Like, certain things can affect you, it can cause other things to happen. You can have good qualities and something can happen to you very traumatic or traumatizing and can bring about certain negative qualities about you. Like, anybody can fall and stumble. Like, anybody can fall, based on anything that happened to them. Like, you can be the most spiritual person on the planet Earth, but something can really dramatically happen to you that can just change that. I mean, like, shit happens. It's life. And I also believe that people can be very negative and still have, you know, the seal of God on their head. You can be fighting with something and still be of God. That's what I'm saying. Like, everything to me is not black and white. And people can judge you outwardly, but nobody truly knows like you internally. Like, outwardly, like, I may seem like an asshole to people, but like, people don't know who I truly am. They don't know my soul. They don't know my heart, and I don't know theirs. The Book of the Dead is where the MK Ultra is actually from. I've actually read some of the Book of the Dead. Well, I listened to an audio format of it a while ago. Actually, I was actually riding back home with my girlfriend at the time and her family, and I was listening to an audio uh, format of it on YouTube, the Tibetan book. It was very good, actually. I enjoyed it. I don't care about my own personal emotions or other people. I'm speaking from a social point of view. You're saying you don't care about your personal emotions or other people? MK Ultra is the modernization of the spells or techniques related to the book. Yeah, I would have to look at it again. It was a while ago I read that or listened to it, but I just remember like them talking about the different bardos and stuff like that. You don't like speaking about what your emotions. Only like talking to people who DM me or message me. Well, you should DM. Dang it, no, you should DM the people then. That's what it makes sense to me. I'm assuming you're talking about the people that explain emotions to strangers. Hmm. Well, I mean, mm, people ignore me, so I just can't. I I I'm guessing you mean I don't. I don't dealing with it either way. People, I don't know. It's weird. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the context of what you're saying. People ignore me, so I can't. I don't like dealing with it. I don't like explaining my. Well, I mean, I'll be just talking. I'm just making conversation. So I don't. I try not to pry too much into people's stuff. If you ask me a question, I'll answer it. But I personally, I don't go digging into people's personal stuff unless they just want to talk about it. So you don't have to worry about that with me. Unless you give me a reason to think you want to go dive that deep, and I don't even try to touch that stuff. I don't try to bother DM. It's too much effort. I'm a little bit confused on the whole DM thing. Wait, who are you talking about DMing? Like I'm confused. Like who are you talking about? Just people in general? Because we're talking right now, so I'm not. I'm just trying to understand what you're talking. Who are you talking about? You said that I don't know. I'm weird. It's weird. I don't like dealing with it either way. I don't. I don't try to bother DM. DM. They can hit me up, but they don't. And I'm sorry. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm sorry. We sell some people. I don't. Well, some people I don't want to DM like anyone. I will say this: it's easier just to text people. Everybody likes DMing. I don't see the point. Well, I'll say this: It depends on who you are. It depends on who you are. If you are somebody close to me, then typically, um, I would just rather text message you. If you're just somebody I, occasionally see online, then yeah, I rarely ever like DM people though. Like I'm like if I want to conversate with you, I'll just text message you. You know what I'm saying? To me, like DMing has always been like a thing where people kind of just want to keep stuff kind of on the DL. But if I want to seriously have a conversation, either I'll just call you or I'll just text message you. Like typically I don't even DM people like that. It's to me, it's like, what's the point of having a cell phone and text messaging? I can just text you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just me though. That's just me. Like it's the same thing. It's just on a social media platform. Like DMing is texting. It's just on social media. So I'm like, why not just text them? You know what I'm saying? Like it's, you know. Okay, yeah, it's basically the same thing. Yeah, so I don't know. To me, like DMing is like a thing where I'm trying to give people my number. Oh, I'm not trying to give people my number. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, this it's the new age thing. People give they want to give out their social media, but now like evidently, apparently, um, and I get it. There's a level of privacy, so I get that. I guess, and try to do some weird shit. I mean, yeah, I mean, I get that. Like I say, I get that. I guess. I mean, I get the concern. I guess. But I kind of feel like you can also just block their number as well, because I've had to do that. I've had people to this day that are still blocked. I'm like, if you're calling my phone and I just don't want your number, or I don't want you to call me, I'm going to just block you. That solves the problem. What do you mean backdoor vibes? What does that mean? Oh, I don't. I don't really care about giving my number out. I mean, like I said, I block it. I don't care about that. But to each his own, though. Well, like I said, to each his own. Everyone has their own way of doing stuff. I just personally don't, care that much about that kind of stuff. It's technology. If somebody really wants to stalk you, they'll stalk you or whatever kind of weird shit they do. I don't know. It's never been that serious to me personally, but I guess other people they've had experiences where that's why they feel like that. I guess, or some. So yeah, you can. I'm trying to stay awake, so you ask away. I'm about to get some coffee though. Are you like? Are you like what? What did you go through in 2020? COVID. I'm getting hungry again, man. I'm starving. I only ate like once today. Well, I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows what this world is. I think this world is kind of more like a simulation. It's a projection, it's a simulation, it's a matrix, it's a construct. I definitely don't believe it's a damn globe, though. Oh no, I saw how they acted. I was there. I seen it. No, I was there. I seen it. I seen a whole lot. Trust me. I know exactly what happened. Not to this day, I still can't believe it. I know exactly what happened. Because you say what certain people say. That's how I know you're subconscious. Okay, I guess. I mean, whatever that means. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but okay. I definitely was there. I remember lots of things. I saw lots of things. I saw lots of people take things. I feel like people died. I feel like lots of people died. And this is a parallel reality. And yeah, it's a whole lot. And evidently, like, COVID is actually happening again, apparently. They're just not saying anything about it. Allegedly. Allegedly. Well, yeah, I mean, I never claimed to know everything. I never claimed to have anything, all figured out. I'm not, I don't know everything. There's still lots of things I don't know, you know. I don't think everybody knows. I don't think anybody knows everything, you know. Yeah, they're saying they're saying that it's going around again, and um, they're just evidently Trump signed some kind of executive order to where basically he's not wanting it to basically turn into like a national pandemic again, but apparently it's happening again, and basically nobody's saying anything because he's like not trying to shut shit down, you know. It's basically just like, listen, take care of yourself, don't be a dumbass, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, read ancient text, Quran, read scripture. What area are you from? If you don't mind me asking. Is it breaking out real bad in your area? I'm down here in the south, you know. Like honestly, I feel kind of weird to be honest. I just take lots of stuff to keep my immune system strong. I got it really bad when it first happened. Like once there was a bunch of different variants, and I don't know which one it was, but when I got it, I swear to God, I thought I was gonna die. And just so happened, I just kind of instinctively knew to do certain things and to take certain things, and I followed a particular protocol, and luckily my protocol worked. But I think I acted like just in time because when it came over me like really quick. All the other ones though didn't really bother me. You know what I'm saying? But that one, it was a certain variant that it had me all fucked up. It was so bad. I was at work on the ground in pain, and it happened so quickly. But like I said, I started taking certain herbs and doing a certain regimen, and within about 2 days, it was completely gone. I know, it's crazy. Um, it's you got to know because that shit really attacks your. The majority of them attack your respiratory system. So the herbs that I took, they were designed to protect your respiratory system, basically, and your immune system.
because most of those variants, they would fuck with your lungs. And a lot of them, if you didn't catch it early or do anything about it, a lot of people was getting fluid in their lungs and stuff like that. But mucus and stuff like that. So yeah. No, I talked about it. I told people what I was doing. That shit probably saved my fucking life. I mean, I don't know, but I was hurting. Yeah, black seed oil, mullein leaf, elderberry, uh, garlic, raw garlic, vitamin C, ginger tea, stuff that keeps your circulation good, stuff like that. That black seed oil is really good for it too. Yeah, it was just certain variants that would affect you differently. Like I said, all the other variants, I had little small symptoms, but I had little coughs here and there. But that one, I forget which one it was, but that thing had me fucked up. I said, "Oh my God!" I remember because that was when my grandmother had came down, and it happened. And my grandmother, she had died that same weekend, and I was afraid to come down there to see her because, I was still sick. And when I came down there, I had gotten better, like just right before, like my symptoms had went away, like right before I went to go see her. It was crazy. Well, what's going on? I mean, are you going to tell me? You keep telling me to understand, but you're not telling me. I have heard of Agenda 2030 though. It's a lot of information to remember, And give me 1 second, all right? You talk too much. Can you not talk so much? Oh, well, I didn't mean to talk that much. I thought, I'm walking and I'm not watching a chat the whole time. So go ahead and explain. I'll let you say what you got to say. Go ahead. I'm waiting if it means you want to tell me. Okay. So you're gonna tell me, then you're not gonna tell me. Okay. It's whatever. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Yes, of course I am. Listen, I know there's things happening. I mean, I just, you know, I just kind of conflicting. Like you're saying you need to tell me something, but you're not actually telling me. What do I think resides in the spiritual? Infinite possibilities. I mean, I don't know. Other realities, energy, ether, different forms of consciousness. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a formless space that can be anything, really. Do I know what the veil is? I mean, I have my own interpretation of it. Do I know what it is specifically? Not really. I have what I have seen the veil as are other realities in other existences. So the veil is basically like a separation of other realities or other planes of existence, other lifetimes, stuff like that. It's a separating barrier. That's what it is to me, at least. It separates this space-time from, other potential space-time or realities. Other timelines, See, the problem is for me, once you start talking about spiritual stuff, a lot of these things are somewhat hard to define, in my opinion. Um, in regard to solar celestial bodies, not in particular. I'm getting hungry, man. I need to go get something to eat. I know I keep saying that, sorry. It's getting cold out here. In regarding solar celestial bodies. No, go ahead, explain. I would love to know. I'm curious.
Normal voltage. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device connection is successful. The Bluetooth disconnection. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Well, these celestial bodies and these quantum particles, there's odd things occurring with them allegedly, and certain dates, events correlate with certain technologies. Certain dates, certain, and what I mean is, so 2012 coincides with the CERN collision. The date of the calendar actually seemed to follow what CERN when CERN would activate. Unknowing to the scientists, and they didn't know it. Yeah, I heard that CERN supposedly had opened up some kind of black hole and destroyed the Earth. I can believe that. I can believe that as something potentially. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Uh, God. Lying with Apophis. What's Apophis? What is that? Oh, okay. I heard there's some type of asteroid or something headed toward the Earth. It's supposed to be here in November. You heard about that? Or they said it's some type of object. They're saying it's an object. Hmm. Okay. Gotcha. These events seem to be correlated by these celestial bodies. Hmm. So I'm guessing that's not, I'm guessing that's not a good thing. I'm guessing that's a bad thing. Yeah, I was just reading something about that online today. However, the 2012 thing is unknown. So you think it's going to be another COVID event? Is that what you're saying? Or 9/11 type situation? World War III or some shit like that? Hmm. Well, shit. What? Oh, okay. So what's your solution? What are you doing about all this? That's comment. Oh, okay. You said that. Okay, that's not. It's another one. Okay. I thought it was the same one. Okay. Never mind then. What? What is your solution to all this? I can't do anything but educate people on what already happened. I will say this. I do have a memory of a certain time frame when a lot of these. Well, I will say this. See, I have theories about certain things. I kind of am very, very much leaning toward this is a simulation of some sort.
Because just the way certain things be happening, like, I mean, I feel very strongly that this is some type of artificial simulation, just because of some of the things that I've experienced and still experience. I mean, I'm trying to tell you something. Like, I have really weird things happen sometimes that people would call me nuts. Like, well, I mean, okay. I'm just telling you what it feels like because of what I've personally experienced and things I've actually seen that I don't tell lots of people. Like, I've seen some shit, man. I've seen some shit. You know, I'm that guy. I done seen some shit. You know, you know how certain shit just kind of happens and you put it in the back of your mind because it just seems so bizarre and unbelievable. You don't want to feel crazy. Well, like, I've seen that kind of shit. That's the kind of shit that I've experienced. I've seen reality freeze. I have seen things appear like I've seen reality literally be altered in front of me. This has happened multiple times. Like, objects have changed in my hands that weren't a certain way. Like, I've seen reality almost like freeze and then kind of like start up again. Like, this is the type of shit that I've experienced and I've seen. Like, I'm just telling you the kind of shit I've seen. Now, it happens to me every now and then. I just told you. I've literally had objects around me change right in front of me. I've had things in my environment alter right in front of me in a blink of an eye. I've been on machinery that has been altered right in front of me. Like, things have been altered right in front of me. Things that I had in my hand, they have been altered right in front of me. I know this for a fact. This has happened multiple times. It's like these really weird reality glitches where it's almost like somebody froze reality and then started it up again and they continued. They altered something. I caught it. It's almost like I wasn't supposed to see it, but somehow I saw it. Like, it sounds crazy. I know how this shit sounds. This is why I don't talk about it a lot. But this is the kind of shit I've experienced. And I don't even see the point in telling nobody because who the fuck's going to believe you? They're going to just say, like, you're crazy. I was outside one fucking day. It was lightning. I was looking toward the sky when it was lightning, and the fucking sky turned upside down for a split second, then went back to normal. I shit you not. I'm not making this shit up. I really seen this shit. I be seeing weird glitches like that. Like, I'm telling you, like, I be seeing shit. You're referring to something that Adam Sandler movie Click is about. That's how quantum mechanics work. Well, okay, so yeah, so I'm with you on that. So like, in a way, like, the quantum realm can be interpreted as a simulation, or if everything is a hologram, it's kind of like it's the same concept. In other words, so, like, unless,
Like it's like it can be a simulation, or like it can be a computer simulation, or it can be like a quantum simulation. The same, but not really. Like when I say simulation, I mean like again, it can be like a computer generated simulation, or it can be like a more like an organic quantum simulation or hologram. It's kind of the same concept, just not in like the terms of like a man-made computer generated world simulation. But in the terms of things being a hologram, in a way, it is a simulation, just an organic quantum simulation. If that makes sense. Right. That I agree with. That I agree with. Because when I had a really intense trip on something, what I saw looked like something you would see in a computer. See, this is the whole thing. Here's my point, or here's one of my points. So, human perception with the senses that we have, what we call reality or real reality of the real world, outside of our, five senses, we don't really know what real reality would look like. What I'm saying is we don't have an understanding of what, like, in other words, if it was a simulation in a computer, we don't have an idea or like we don't have anything. We don't have a concept of what true reality would look like outside of what we experience here in the supposed real world. So what if the real world actually looked like a computer generated world? What if real actually looked like something that our human minds would actually believe to be not real? Because our only concept or foundation for reality is based off of something that we can't prove is actually real. Like that line from the movie The Matrix. Like, what is like? How do you define real? You know what I'm saying? The pyramids were meant as a mocking or blaspheme of the heavens, not a literal recreation. That's what they were trying to create here on Earth, not a literal sense. Technically, the pyramids mimic technology to mimic computer systems in heaven. Okay, I get that, yeah. Just a way to create their own version of heaven on earth. That makes sense. I can understand that. A way to harness energy or to manipulate it or to, yeah. So how did they do that with the pyramids? You said the pyramids were meant as a mocking or blasphemy of the heavens, just a way to create their own version of heaven on earth. Uh, has something to do with the
Symbol. A symbol of what? Or for what? Pyramid themselves. Read in all cultures, even heaven. On dollar bill, the heavens. So mockery of what God has in the third heaven that we can't see. So what is heaven to you? You say heaven a lot. What is heaven? What do you consider? What is heaven? What do you define heaven as? What does it look like? What is it? What? What is heaven? What do you consider heaven to be? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. What do you imagine heaven to look like if you would imagine it? Just curious. What would it look like to you? I think I've seen heaven or a part of it. You don't know. Come on now. I think heaven, or at least a layer of heaven, is see. I don't know because it's so hard to describe anything outside of the physical dimension, because everything in a way is kind of formless. You know, I believe the quantum realm, nothing is really truly formless. I mean, nothing really has any form. It's kind of, you know, it can take any form, any place. Can I ask you a question? What made you name yourself Yahweh knows you and loves you? Oh, okay. So you're a Christian, or do you follow Christianity? Oh, okay. Do you have a religion? Oh, you're an R&B podcaster. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. From the U.S. Okay. I was born in Philadelphia. I was born in Philly. I was just born there though. I wasn't like raised there. Yeah, my parents moved down here to the South when I was born. Am I willing to learn the dark arts? I'm willing to learn anything. I'm a very open-minded individual. Ever since I left my religion, I've been trying to open my mind to everything possible. So yeah, for sure. Oh shoot. Oh, you got jokes? Okay. Let's see. I'm about to like make me a little snacky snack because oh shoot, I forgot I had this actually. Let me see if I can. I'll be saying dumb stuff. What kind of snacks do you like? Like right now, I just got some oatmeal, but I'm trying to be a little bit healthier. I want donuts, but I'm trying to like get in shape or stay in shape or get in better shape. So I'm trying to be good and stay away from like sugar. And but I like popcorn, chips, the same old junk food. But I'm trying to eat better though. I'm trying to eat like more like fruits and pineapples and stuff like that. Yeah, I want that, but I'm trying to stay away from the sweets. I'm trying to lose my stomach completely. I've been fasting, trying to like lose my stomach, trying to cut back on my caloric intake so I can flatten my stomach out. Quickest way to do that is, well, obviously exercise and dropping your carbs and fasting and cutting. The biggest key is cutting back on carbs and sugars. That's the quickest way to to lose weight or body fat. Do you like blueberries? A little bit. I don't like them when they're all like squishy and mushy. I like vegetables. Yeah, I do. Broccoli. I like broccoli. I like carrots, greens, stuff like that. I get annoyed that it costs so much. It seems like it is way cheaper to eat like shit than it is to eat healthy. because, like, technically speaking, solid should be way cheaper than other stuff, in my opinion. I think part of the reason why, you know, a lot of people in the U.S. eat like shit is because it's cheaper to eat like shit. What makes you say that? If you're eating less than if you're eating less than you're saving money. If you have a stable income and fast for 2 weeks, then focus on buying healthy stuff. Yeah, I do. I mean, unfortunately, I don't eat much. So, I've been told that the American diet is very, not accurate. Like, you don't necessarily have to eat 3 times a day. I eat like once or twice a day, typically. And they're like smaller meals. Or I'll eat like one large meal a day. And I won't even, I'm not even that hungry. Unless I smoke some weed or something like that. But other than that, like, I don't even really get that hungry. You literally have way more resources for the healthy. I don't mean a full 2-week fast. If you have a stable income, then focus on buying healthy stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. I was just saying, like, in general, but like, me eating healthy is like, to me, it's like me buying stuff like solids, whole grains, and, chicken, baked chicken, salmon. Basically, just not eating a bunch of fried shit. That's what I consider healthy, and vegetables. So I don't really know what you consider healthy, but when I say eating healthy, that's like what I mean. Solids, vegetables, grilled chicken, baked chicken, staying away from fried food, stuff like that. That's what I consider eating healthy. Yeah, yeah. Well, it takes more effort, it takes more time. Because who wants to actually cook every day? I don't. I don't feel like it. Oh, man. Let's see. That's why you have really veggies, fruits, natural orange, almonds. Yeah, I eat almond milk a lot, yeah. Lemon water, lemonade. Yeah, I ate a lot of that stuff, yeah. I haven't had almonds in a while, but that's why you have to really... Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, you're right, I could have swore I actually brought a bowl, but I guess not. Crap. You know what? I'm trying to think. Do I want to have oatmeal or do I want to actually make some I don't know. I'm being indecisive right now. I think I'm going to make oatmeal. I want oatmeal, so I'm going to eat oatmeal. Do you get shy about eating? Hell no. Why would I get shy? What's there to get shy about? It's no point in being shy. Give me 1 second, all right? Be right back. I'm just putting some water in here. Oh no, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Why would I care? I grew up in the 90s, so I be moving a type of way. We was taught to be clean, organized. I'm pretty clean and organized too. I just yeah, I'm clean, I'm organized. Yeah. Yeah, I'm eating this shit right here. Oh wait. I mean that. I actually am pretty organized. Um, I've always been a pretty clean person. So, I've never been a messy person. Yeah, I wasn't raised like that. I was raised to, be, you know, clean, basically. I don't really like being in messy areas or messy spaces. You're a 70s baby? No, I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 89. I was born in 89. $1989. Oh, man. How about you? Can't say. Okay. Mm. Mm. Oh man. Drink these. They're really good. Why I put it down? I don't know. Because it's like on the table. I have to like get my. I have to get the. I have to get the. So like the microwave is like right here. When it's done, it's going to be really hot. So I can't like. I mean, I can hold them both, but I thought that it was done already. So I was trying to like get one. So I was going to put the phone down and then get that, but it's like cooking still. So. Yeah, these are good right here. And the best part about it is, look, it's zero sugar with antioxidants and vitamins. You don't like alcohol? I hardly drink anymore. I rarely ever drink. I used to drink a lot when I first moved out on my own. But yeah, I don't drink anymore hardly. I, yeah, alcohol is not good for you. Special occasions. So yeah, drinking is not good for your liver. Not it's not something I would advise doing on a regular. I used, like I said, when I was younger, I used to do it a lot, but now, yeah, I don't fuck with that shit like that no more. It makes everything have a weird gothic tint. Well, me, I just get, I don't like I don't like the the hangover. I don't like that. I don't like the hangover. I actually like the feeling of being drunk. I just don't like the hangover. and what it does to my body and my organs, you know. But I like getting drunk though, if I'm being honest about it. Yeah, I like how it feels, but I know it's not good for me, so I just stopped doing it. It's not worth damaging my body, so fuck that. Like I say, I used to do it all the time. I used to get drunk like every weekend. I used to get fucked up. I used to actually drink way too much. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be a very heavy drinker. I think everybody goes through that phase, but some just don't come out of it. Some just keep doing it, and then they just kind of, you know, they end up developing a very unhealthy lifestyle. Some people kind of get smarter and kind of just, you know. I like to drink wine. I'll drink wine every now and then. You ever had wine? Wine's pretty good. It's not as bad for you. I mean, it's still alcohol, but it's not as bad for you. My ex got me on wine. I didn't used to drink wine until I dated her. I tried it and I liked it a lot. Yeah, it does feel good. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I'll drink wine every now and then. Okay. 20%. My battery's going dead. Yeah, I respect that. I haven't even had wine in a long time. I haven't even had that in a long time. I have alcohol, I just don't drink it. I gotta have some at home, but I just don't drink it. Cause it ain't good for me. Alcohol prevents lots of natural chemicals from IMO. What's that mean? I think that we have a work recreational system to keep many people in neurochemical loop, in my opinion. Yeah, there's a lot of stores or alcohol stores put in certain areas or neighborhoods to kind of encourage certain people to, you know, stay drunk, to stay intoxicated and unconscious, in my opinion. Plumley Trucking. And they put it in a violent area. Yeah, they want certain neighborhoods to be violent. I believe that. Again, it's a very intentional thing. That at all. Not one bit. Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I partake in these days is cannabis. That's about it. I will fuck with that. I ain't gonna lie. And honestly, like that just kind of helps me to relax and wind. I do that to relieve stress, but even with that, I try not to do that too much either. But yeah, I don't think it's bad. I'll put it like this: if you can, as long as you can drink without over drinking. I mean, it's for anything, you know. Anything can be bad if you overdo it, you know. So as long as you can drink without being a drunkard, then go for it, you know. And even like being a drunkard is not bad if you don't destroy your body. Because I feel like you can have a lot of realizations getting drunk. Just don't fuck your liver up, you know? Because you kind of need that. You kind of need your liver. You need that to live. So that's all I'm saying. You might need that. Well, yeah, I do smoke time, but I backed off of that too. But I do smoke though. I definitely do smoke. Yeah, I mean, if you smoke too much over time, yeah, it can affect your lungs. That is true. That is true. Can't deny that. I've only had like an edible a very few amount of times. But edibles are either really, really good. They're really strong usually. Your body processes it differently as well than when you inhale it too. So that's something else to I'm aware of. Yeah, I mean, I've tried edibles a few times. Um, I don't really smoke blunts. I use a pipe like a bowl. It's a glass. I used to roll blunts, but I just use glass now. I mean, but it's still smoke though, so you know. You ever try mushrooms? You ever fuck with mushrooms? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be fucking with that sometimes, every now and then. Every now and then. I don't do it a lot, but you know. Yeah, depending on what kind you get, they're pretty intense. They can be pretty intense. Oh yeah, LSD. That's when I had my breakthrough experience where I completely lost track of reality. Yeah, I pretty much broke through this dimension. It was kind of an accident, to be honest. I took way more than what I should have. Oh yeah, it can be. Yeah, yeah, it can. Yeah, that it is. Like I said, I took way too much though. Yeah, I was convinced I died. Yeah, to this day, I don't know what the fuck happened that night. I have no clue what happened to me. No, you can take if you take a lot of shrooms, depending on what kind you take, it can be really intense as well. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. My friend was like, just take a little bit. And I'm like, man, this shit ain't working. So I basically took like 3 or 4 because I thought that it wasn't working. I thought that it was just, weak LSD, but nah, it just takes a long time for it to kick in. My girl was there too, and like she was there when it happened. The crazy part about it is she didn't take nothing and she had a whole trip. That shit happened twice. Don't ask me how. To this day, I can't explain it. My girlfriend didn't take no LSD, but she was tripping as well. I can believe that potentially, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a beautiful experience, but at first, terrifying. Like I said, it was beautiful, but terrifying at the same time. But it changed my life. I will say that. It definitely changed my life. Um, I was communicated with by somebody, but I didn't see the body. It was more of like a disembodied voice, but I definitely was communicated with. Yeah, yeah. I was shown a whole lot. I was shown a lot. I was shown a lot. Again, like I said, that experience changed my life. Well, to put it in short, basically they showed me that everybody was me, and I was everybody. Um, they told me that every single moment was precious, meaning life in the physical realm. And they emphasized every moment, and pretty much just show me how precious and fragile life is. Like it takes a lot for physical life to exist and to happen. That was basically the message. Like basically life is sacred, life is precious, and every moment's precious, excuse me. That was basically their message. I went into that experience not really wanting to be, and they basically emphasized how fragile, precious every moment of life is. And I came back from with that experience, knowing that was their message. Yeah, I did. I saw lots. I saw lots of things. I saw a lot of things. I saw geometric shapes, giant geometric shapes in the sky. I saw giant double helix DNA helix spirals in the sky. I saw these weird, giant, transparent, colorful, weird looking Ferris wheel looking things in the sky. I know it sounds kind of weird, but there was like a bunch of stuff in the sky that I just can't even begin to describe. But mostly it was giant, giant DNA looking double helix spirals, giant 3-dimensional Merkabas in the sky, transparent Merkabas, and just different geometric shapes in the sky and all over the ground and in the water, because we had went to the beach the next morning. So that night my head had turned into I don't know if you ever played this game. Have you ever played this game called Beyond Good and Evil on PlayStation? Well, if you have, there's like this pig that has a nose in its ring. Okay. Well, that night, for some reason, I don't know why, when I started to peek on it, I was in my room, my girl was in the bed, and my head turned into like this character for a split second, and then it turned back normal. It was crazy. It was nuts. I mean, it was absolutely nuts. My entire apartment, there was snakes all over the floor, all over the walls. I had a giant Shiva picture. Actually, it was a tapestry, over my flat screen TV in my old apartment. The whole Shiva tapestry was moving. Everything in my apartment was moving and coming alive. Around that tapestry was a snake around Shiva's neck. Shiva is a Hindu deity, god. The snake around his neck was literally moving, and the tongue around its mouth was flickering, and it was alive. And then there were like snakes all over the floor, all over the walls. My apartment had turned into a jungle, basically. I know how this shit sounds, but this shit really did happen. And then at some point, my apartment turned into a black void, and then everything melted, and I went somewhere else, and then a whole bunch of other shit happened. What's up? I saw a whole lot. I saw everything. I saw everything in that experience. The veil was completely ripped away. Was I trying to? Yeah, the veil is just something that separates other realities or spaces. Yeah, like I broke through it. I remember breaking through it. No, I wasn't trying to break through it. I took way more than what I had intended to, and I didn't realize it was that powerful. But I literally I literally felt myself break through something. Like I literally broke through something.
When I say I transcended this dimension, like I literally transcended this dimension. Like I remember, like I said, I completely broke through. Like I literally broke through the veil. Like me talking about it is not doing justice. Like I broke through. Like I transcended this physical plane of existence. Like I remember doing that. Like that shit was not a game. Yes, basically yes. It was accidental. Yes. Yes. I did not mean it. I did not mean to take that much. But by the time I realized that what was happening, it was too late, basically. It was no stopping it. I had some weed earlier. I had weed. I did have weed. But I was completely aware of what I was doing. That was my first time taking LSD. So I didn't realize the potency of it. I had researched it, but again, the problem was I didn't realize that it took as long as it did for it to become active. So because I couldn't feel any effects of it, I thought that, it was not working or it was weak or, you know what I mean? So I've done LSD multiple times. I have some right now. Well, not now, but like I got some still. But I haven't had any experiences like that so far. So yeah. Like I remember dying. I remember knowing that I was dying in that experience. I mean, whether that was just my ego dying or ego death, I don't know, but I remember dying and passing through this plane of existence and leaving this existence. Whatever that means, I don't know, but I remember dying. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a physical death or an ego death, but I remember knowing that I was dying. Yes and no. I've attempted it. I've gotten kind of close, but I haven't completely broke through. It takes a lot longer. It takes a lot of time. It takes more time. But I've heard there's different ways you can do it. I've heard of like breathing techniques and, stuff like that. Breathing. You got the whole dark tank method, sitting in a dark room. Certain tones and shit you can use or put on, stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a wild ride. It's it ain't for the faint of heart, that's for sure. It is not for the faint of heart. It's actually it was a beautiful experience, but it ain't psychedelics ain't no joke. Psychedelics ain't no joke. Like that shit was real. That's why anybody that does them, I'm like, listen, if you're gonna do them, be careful because oh my God, it's not a game at all. I learned that day, and I had done like psychedelics before. Like I had done salvia. I've done salvia. Well, that's the main one I've done. Salvia, yeah. Salvia is pretty. It's a really salvia is pretty intense as well. It's just very, very fast acting. But salvia is really intense as well. Salvia, you inhale it and almost instantly you're somewhere else. So it's called Salvia divinorum. It's a certain species of sage plant. It's also called diviner sage. Salvia is very, very potent. It's very quick and fast acting as well, though. It doesn't last long at all. Yeah, salvia is very. Whenever I've done salvia, which I haven't done it in years now, I've always went to like this really weird kind of like almost like a video. But whenever I do salvia, I go back to that same place for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting tired. Oh, sleepy. Lord. Damn it, boy. No. No. I never got any communication on salvia, no. Can't say I did. Zoned out. Yeah, whenever you do like salvia, you kind of zone out. Yeah. Yeah, salvia makes you zone out. It does. Yeah. Well, like I said, with salvia, it's like an instant. It's an instant effect. So basically, as soon as you inhale it, it starts to come on, and you start to drift somewhere else. So salvia, it's not really like a waiting period. It's almost instantly you're somewhere else. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're instantly, and I wouldn't call it breaking the veil. You kind of just dissolve into another layer of reality. So it's similar, but when I say so, like on LSD, I literally felt my body break through a barrier of some sort. With salvia, it was more like again, dissolving, fading out of. So imagine breaking through a dimensional reality versus fading in and out of one. That's the effects of salvia versus LSD, or at least the way that I perceive it. So the effects of salvia were getting in and out of realities or densities versus breaking through one. Like that's the difference. Breaking through one and fading in and out of one. What is this layer of reality? Another layer of the dream. It's another layer of the dream. I didn't learn anything per se from salvia. There was not really anything I was told. There wasn't any messages. Not that I can remember, at least. I just remember going wherever this place was. Very nice. It felt very peaceful. Yes, I have. I do. I definitely do. Yeah. I get lots of downloads while on. I get lots of downloads while I'm high. Absolutely. That's part of the reason why I do it. I don't do it specifically to get downloads, but I do it because it seems to help getting downloads. No, I haven't personally. No, can't say I have. No, I haven't. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean by a more complicated entity? What does that mean exactly? Um, the other side of the physical dimension, the physical realm. The physical, the okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure about these entities. I don't know, I don't know them personally, so I which I didn't know the other one either, but somewhat, yeah, somewhat. I can see a lot about people now. Yeah. I can read people very well, actually. Yes, I can actually. Yes. It's weird, but yes, I can. I can see aspects of them
of who they are, the types of things they've done, kind of just a general idea of who they are as a person. It's beyond words, though. It's just like a knowing. They didn't show me that, but they didn't show me that. That wasn't something they showed me. And again, this entity, I didn't physically see it, but I talked to it though. I don't know who it was. And there was also a point in time where I was in another space and there were multiple entities. And I remember communicating with them. And it was a time where I was like, where am I at? They were like, we don't know where we're at. We all just kind of began here. We don't know how we got here. We all just kind of got here without knowing how we got here. It was another space that I was in too, where there were multiple or a numerous amount of other, I will say, awarenesses or consciousness. And I was trying to ask, like, where were we? What is this place? And they were basically like, we don't really know. We just kind of got here. We don't know how we got here. We just got here. And they were like, yeah, basically like, we don't know, nigga. Like we got here just like you. All we know is that we're here and that we've always been here. And they didn't really understand like where there was at, where they didn't understand where that place actually was, but they knew that they had always been there and that they didn't know how they had got there either. And that's all they had knew. But I remember talking to somebody and the other people that were there, I call them people, but it was more like other points of consciousness or entities that was like, we don't know. We got here just like you. We don't know how we got here. We don't know why we're here. We don't know how long we're going to be here. All we know is that we're here and that we've always been here. And we don't know how long we're going to be here, if that makes sense. And again, when I was talking to those other presences, I don't remember actually seeing any physical form. I just remember there being multiple responses from multiple, I guess you can say, presences that were basically letting me know, like, we don't know, but all we know is that we're here. They were just basically, so the one other entity, so the first entity that I had basically came in contact with that was also formless seemed to be more like a presence of authority. Like he was like, because I remember there was a point in time where I was trying to get back to that reality that I had left because I'm like, man, I just died. I got to get back to that reality. And he was like, you can't go back. You know, that's over now. And he was nice about it, but he was like very firm too. He was like, yeah, that's done. And that was the same entity that was telling me about how precious life is. And he was very almost kind of scolding me about, because I really didn't really, I guess he felt like I didn't really appreciate life and understand how precious life was. So he kind of scolded me in a very, I guess you can say light way, not overly like harsh, but just kind of overly harsh. You know what I'm saying? He was just trying to get the point across about how much it takes to actually, for like life to happen and for life to exist. He was like, you don't appreciate it, you know, you don't understand how good you have it, stuff like that. Not in those words, but that's basically what he was saying. Like he was like, you don't appreciate all that life is and, just how much it takes to make this experience happen. And you don't know how good you have it to be able to experience life. That's basically what he was saying, just in like telepathically, I guess. Can you describe these? Do you think they still communicate with you subtly?
Sometimes I feel that's kind of hard to say. Kind of hard to say. I used to know a guy that claimed he was a fallen angel. He claimed that he was. I'm not sure. He used to call himself Nigga Nail straight from hell. That was his nickname. Yeah. You said it takes a lot of energy from the sun. A lot of energy from the sun, from the universe, from animals to keep us alive. To keep who alive? Okay, humans. Okay, I got you. Yeah, it was like that, and he was saying the entity was saying just to render this physical dimension or to weave this basically like just to weave this physical dimension together, like it's a very fragile, intricate thing to even bring this physical dimension together to experience life. A lot goes into it, from a higher perspective. And one thing that I came away understanding was this consciousness, God, whatever you want to call it, the way that I had moments where I got to kind of experience in a way what it's like for God to basically taste what it's like to experience itself through the lens of a human being being a human being. And I don't even really know how I could even know that, but I had glimpses of what something that is can't experience anything outside of itself, how like delicious the experience of existing is to it. It's really hard to even describe, but I feel like I got a glimpse of what it will be like to be an infinite thing, to not be able to experience something outside of yourself, which is just pure awareness, but then being able to briefly, for a moment of conceptual time, to be able to experience itself outside of just being through the lens of the experience of a human being. And those experiences to that being are so incredibly delightful. And just that is like what heaven is for God. Just being a human being, just experiencing that. Because God don't have nothing outside of just pure awareness. Can you imagine that? Well, that's why I tried telling you
some people are selfish in a sense, unless they have no control yet. There's others that cannot ever experience the same. Yeah, I mean it's sad to say, but yeah. Well, it's I get yeah. It's we forget, we get locked into our own experience, and we get, it's everything is subjective. I will say that everything is subjective, and it's really easy to look at people and be like, they shouldn't feel like, but it's like, yeah, it's just, why are you saying no? I know exactly what he was telling me. I got all of it. He was telling me, wait, that everyone you felt what the joy they feel if they could be you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can basically the ability to experience physicality. It's not that I don't appreciate it, it's that it's not that I don't appreciate it. It's just when you're in this human experience, your perspective is different. But I remember, I go back to that experience and I remind myself. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But their mother may have been a horrible mother. Like their life may have sucked. So it may have been a good thing. Some children are born in really horrible situations. Yeah, I get that. Oh man, I'm going to sleep good today. Why do you keep saying that I don't get what I was shown? I know exactly what I was shown. You don't have to tell me I don't know. I know what I was shown. I was there. Again, I was there. I know what I was shown. I just told you what I was shown. Imagine, like, look at the screen right now, bro. Look at the screen. You know how me and you were talking right now? Basically, imagine this conversation right now but it's you don't see anything. That's basically how it was. It was a conversation happening, but I couldn't see shit. But I was talking to somebody. It was a void. It was nothingness. Yeah, I saw. I definitely. Wait, what do you mean? I cannot. I. It was a lot happening, and to this day, I have a hard time because it's very fragmented now. It's very hard to put together because a lot of stuff. Um, it didn't even happen really in a linear fashion. Like it happened kind of all at once, but not really. It happened in a very non-linear way. Like my brain can't even wrap around the experience still. And it happened like what over like 3 or 4 like what almost 5 years ago now. Um when you say did I become one, like what do you mean? I mean, I think I know what you mean, but I'm just making sure. Yeah, but I seem to only be able to tap into certain things when I get angry. Again, I seem to be able to only tap into certain things when I get pissed off. If I sit long enough, I can reach a simple level of, a somewhat level of, I guess you could say it takes a long time though, man. It takes a long time. Hold on one second. Ugh. Um, I'm doing my last round. All right, what are you saying now? Oh, yeah, you want that little dirt. Yeah. Little dirt, little dirt. Little dirt, 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 dirt. I'm just playing. Little dirt, dirt. Start tour. Have you tried tapping into those entities in other ways outside of shrooms? Not really, no. Not really. Can't say I have. Can't say I have, no. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I have different theories about it, you know. I have different theories about it. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm here just like you. We're all in this mystery that we call life. Just like those beings there in that space. Collective, whatever you want to call it. The void. They don't know what the hell is going on. Nobody really knows what's going on. We don't know how we got here on this so-called rock we call Earth, which ain't really a rock. We just know that we're here. I mean, I feel like I know more than what I consciously realize I know, and it kind of comes out randomly. I just my conscious mind and my subconscious mind don't always, well, I mean, they're not supposed to sync, but you know, most people know a lot more subconsciously than they do consciously, obviously. So I'll say that. Looking at the sky right now, it's one big black void. Little points of light in a big giant black void. Infinite nothingness. So I would imagine potentially I am like one of those lights in that void up there. It's just there shining. It doesn't know how it got there, but it's just there. It just is. Can't see it right now, but those, you know, little points of beings shining, existing, vibrating in the infinite void of nothingness. They don't know anything outside of the fact that they are. They exist, so
That's all they know. Do I feel like there's anything beyond that? I don't know. I don't know. And evidently, they don't know either. They don't know any more than we know, apparently. Maybe they are us. Maybe we're just looking back at ourselves from a different point of view. Who knows? You think about it, we've never really known anything. We just kind of woke up one day in this place. Someone gave us his story. We just assumed that it was true. Everything that we know about this place was told to us by somebody else. You don't know what this place is. I've been alive for 36 years and I don't know what this place is. I do. I used to do it a lot, but I don't do it as much. Hey man, if you were near me, we could do acid. I always have acid. I just don't do it all the time. Tapping into those entities. I have not. No, I have not. At least not that I know of or can remember. Yeah, I tried though. I just want to know what I'm trying to contact though. You know, I don't think anybody should just try to contact something that they don't know exactly what they're contacting. Sometimes you can, tap into stuff and you don't really know what exactly you're tapping into. A lot of these energies, which that's basically what they are, energies. I'm not really sure, you know, do you use items? I mirror gaze every now and then. I mirror gaze every now and then. From time to time. Uh, I mean, actually, I can get into states where weird stuff starts to happen. It just takes me a long time. A long time ago, when I was in my apartment, this is probably like back in like 2015, maybe 14. I was meditating in my apartment in lotus position, and I started to feel myself levitate off the apartment floor. That's the only time it's happened, but that happened to me one time. It scared the shit out of me. It hasn't happened since. So when I sit long enough and focus hard enough, or focus, I definitely have experiences. It's just, I don't live in India where typically I can sit and meditate for like 3 or 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours or more straight. But yes, I can, if I sit long enough, yeah, I can get into a certain brain wave or frequency to where, potentially I can leave my body. Have you practiced psychic? So yes and no. I don't practice it, but I feel like those things have kind of happened on their own. I don't practice it. I've had experiences like that where spontaneously I guess what you can call remote viewed certain people, but I wasn't trying to though. It just kind of happened spontaneously. I used to astral project a whole lot at night to the point where I couldn't even stay inside my body. That used to happen to me a whole lot. It doesn't really happen as much anymore though. Oh, yeah. In many ways, yes. Yeah. I would say, yeah. You're not the government, are you? Trying to like find me or some shit. You ain't like some motherfucker that's gonna try to like track me down or some shit, are you? Shit. Okay. I'm just making sure. I don't know who you are. You're a person. I don't know who you are. I've never met you. I don't know who you are. I don't know you personally. I mean, everybody has an Instagram. I mean, lots of people have Instagrams. That's not telling me who you are. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. How would I ask you? I don't know. I mean, you have to give me like I guess like a name or something, I guess. Yeah, give me a name. I'll ask you. Sure. Yeah. Since I'm picky. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's fine, I guess. Oh, man. Look how bright these stars are. They're like super bright. I mean, you can't tell from the camera, but it's like, it's pretty bright. I like to just look up at the stars. It's just something about looking up at the stars. Just, I love it. It's very, very, puts everything into perspective, I guess. Remind you how insignificant everything really is. Well, how insignificant and how significant everything is. Alright, that's done. Okay. Are you aware of an external presence? External presence. I mean, I'm aware of presences around me. Like, do you mean physically in this physical realm, or do you mean like Like, what do you mean? Like external from what perspective? Like outside of my body, like outside dimension, like well, how far are we talking about here? You know, like the outside of this dimension, outside of this reality, outside of my mind. I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can sense it. Yeah. It's very strange and subtle thing. Makes you feel crazy sometimes. What do you think it is? God, the source, me, you, it. Yeah, it's God, it's source, it's everything, it's nothing. Kinda, yeah, I guess. Somewhat, I think. I mean, I don't know specifically, but I know kind of, you know, feeling based, I guess. I don't know. Like, I know what you're saying, I just don't know specifically. But I feel what you mean, I guess, that makes any sense. I feel the intention behind what you're saying. God, why is that making that dang sound? Jesus. It's so annoying. It's really annoying. That's annoying. Can you hear that? That's so annoying. Super annoying. Will you serve us? It's you hear it? Yeah, it's like I don't know, it's like a generator. It's been doing it since like yesterday. But it's coming from I think it's coming from this right here. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a generator or something like that. I don't know. What's your name again, man? Can't even lie. Where you from? Like, where you from, man? I don't know. It's like I think they just installed it, and I guess they're setting it up or something like that. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, my supervisor came in after me yesterday, and she worked, so I'm guessing it's okay to do that. I guess because if it was something wrong with it, they would have, I guess, turned it off, but they haven't. So yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. You from the U.S.? My name's Omar. Yeah, my name's Omar. That I live in South Carolina. Yeah. Yeah. It is almost time to go home. Thank you. Goodness. Okay, cool. That's what's up. That's what's up, Jay. That's what's up. So what are you doing up this time of night? This time of morning over here? Because it's like 6 a.m. right? Oh shit, it's 6 o'clock. Damn. You must be a night owl. I used to be like that, but I work so much now, like I be tired. So when I'm off, I'm sleeping. Gotta get my rest in, keep my body healthy. Good sleep keeps your body healthy. When I can get it, at least. Oh wait, you follow me? So you know me outside of YouTube? Or just on YouTube? Just curious. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, man, I just got back into like doing lives. Because my memory on my phone is kind of low. I gotta delete some stuff, so that's the whole reason why I started doing this live. 'Cause I really hardly ever really even use live, to be honest. But it's an easy way for me to kind of make videos and express my thoughts without using the rest of my memory up on my phone. So you know, good shit. Oh, you're saying you followed me for a reason? Because of the stuff you was talking about? Well, what reason do you feel like you followed me for, if I can ask and be specific? Would you make content that promotes certain frequencies. As long as it helps people, yeah, why not? Okay, it helps people, and I got the time to do it. I mean, when I speak about stuff, I try to speak about stuff that helps people and helps myself. I mean, I try to. Whether I'm doing that or not, I'm not sure, but that's my intention. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. My intention has always been to, you know, help, lift people up. But then, life happens and you start to get low yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, well, once me to help people or encourage people, I ended up needing encouragement myself. But that was ultimately always my goal. Like I said, life just happens and, the rest is history. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. And my intention always to, especially since I had those experiences, to, uplift this place, whatever this is, this reality, and in my own subtle way to remind people of what I feel like we always knew but forgot. That shit that I was shown, we forgot that. And if we remember, I believe things will change. That's my theory. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, kind of, honestly, I try to do it now in subtle ways. I'm just not direct about it because it's kind of and unbelievable. But yeah, I would. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, honestly, what I've been trying to do for a while. I'm just, you know, lately I've been struggling with my own stuff. But no, that was the plan originally. So, yeah, man, man, I'm telling you, I be getting so many synchronicities. Sometimes it's just nuts. Uh, yeah, I be getting synchronicities a lot.
Dang, bro. I don't know how in the world this time be flying by. God dang. Shoot. Oh, how in the world that be happening like that? It's how. Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. Like man. I'm trying to tell you. If you talking about this, I know you know what I'm talking. Shit be happening all around you. Like, I know I ain't tweaking. It's almost like everything around you just starts to kind of like mirror like your thoughts. I'm like, cause then like when it be happening sometimes you be like, man, that's just a coincidence. But then when it keeps on happening, you're just like, wait a minute. There's no way that can happen 3 or 4 times in a row. Hey, give me like 1 second. I gotta clock out real quick. Give me like 2 seconds. Hold on. I'm gonna turn the camera off real quick. I'm just clocking out. All right, I'm back. Yeah, man. This hold on 1 second. I'm about to put this on here. Yeah, man. This whole quantum entangled shit is crazy, man. Like, it's bananas. Absolutely crazy. Like I be seeing stuff. It be blowing my mind. This shit really is like a kind of like a video game in a way. Oh, I can't see this chat. Hold on.